Let's turn to our third fake. The Russian media and social networks are actively spreading information that Ukrainian citizens who came to Estonia are being forced to serve in the Estonian army. And if they refuse, Ukrainians allegedly face deportation. Let's see where this absurd fake came from.
Ukrainians are being forced to serve in the Estonian army. The staff of the embassy in Tallinn personally called back every Ukrainian in the country.
This fake is being replicated by the Russian media, and Russians are actively spreading it on social media. Every Ukrainian is supposedly required to serve 2 weeks of training in the Estonian army in case of hostilities, and refusal to do so threatens deportation from the country. The propagandists allegedly refer to the information from the Ukrainian embassy in Estonia. However, the embassy responded to StopFake's request for information.
The information about the so-called conscription of Ukrainians in Estonia for 2-week military training, personal calls of diplomats of the Embassy of Ukraine in the Republic of Estonia to Ukrainians in this regard, with warnings about possible return to their homeland, is not true and is another example of fake news from the aggressor country.
The fact-checkers also checked the Estonian state website kriis.ee, which contains all the information for refugees, and found no mention of compulsory military service. Russian propagandists also report that the situation is similar in Poland, but StopFake has repeatedly refuted this.
So, Alexander, let me understand why to create such fakes if they are so very easy to be checked and refuted.
Well, because they can be spread on 3 different audiences. First of all, Russians in Russia, when they try to convince them that there is a Ukraine lacks of soldiers and there is a huge problem with the mobilization in Ukraine and nobody wants to fight, so Ukrainian officials need to get back all the Ukrainian men from abroad to Ukraine, even with the force. Another audience is the Ukrainians who are now live abroad, the refugees, because when they do not really check on the official sources of the country they live in, sometimes they can see these propaganda narratives in social media, and this can scare them because without the checking, they can, for example, be afraid to go to the official institutions of Estonia, if we consider Estonia now, or apply to get with any contact with the Estonian officials, because they somehow will be threatened by the forced deportation to Ukraine. And also another audience are the Ukrainians in Ukraine, because they can see, for example, that there are problems, again, with the mobilization, and that our Ukrainian government try to forcibly take back all the men that left Ukraine before the large-scale invasion and during the large-scale invasion. What is interesting here is that actually, oftenly, they also provide fake documents in order to prove that actually this happened and there is an official document. Sometimes they call this a very hidden document because nobody would like to show that, but this order already exists, and be careful because the Estonian government, for example, will try to catch you and put you to the Ukrainian armed forces, if not just deport you back to Ukraine. But this time they were so lazy that they even didn't provide any fake documents, which we had to debunk. They only placed these news to their media, and they referred to the Ukrainian embassy in Estonia, which, of course, who never spread these lies, because when we wrote to the Ukrainian embassy in Estonia, they said that it never happened and this is a fake news.
I hope that Russians will be lazy every time they try to create new fakes. Unfortunately, they are creating and spreading thousands or maybe millions of fakes every day, every week. But luckily, we have you people from StopFake to debunk these fakes and to tell the world the truth about what is really happening in Ukraine. Thank you very much for your job. This was Alexander Zamkovoy, fact-checker at StopFake. This is Spotlight Ukraine. More to come. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Latest news, trends and analytics on Spotlight Ukraine. Like, share and subscribe.